Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? Chapter 21. Soon, his front was filled with a large number of various materials that had fallen from the giant rock demon man, and there was no shortage of various equipment among them. It looks very rich. Materials that can only be dropped in these third-order difficult quests, and rare equipment. But if I can put it on the market for auction, I can definitely exchange a lot of alliance coins, and in a short period of time, I should no longer have to worry about money. Yi Heng casually glanced at the various equipment piled up in front of him a few times, and the materials, and he could probably deduce the approximate value, after returning to the Black Dragon Guild this time. You can auction off all these materials. Then with this money, you can start making the next Pain 6 Dao. For now, it's better to return to the land as soon as possible. The entrusted task here has been solved. Being able to prepare to make the Hungry Ghost Road, or the beast said. Yi Heng's idea now is very simple, that is, to use all the alliance coins in his hand to exchange for the resources to make the next Pain 6 Dao. Right now, he can already have such a powerful power with just 3 Pain 6 Dao. As long as you can make a few more pains, you can definitely get rich. Whether it is the Hungry Ghost Dao or the Beast Dao, his strength can be boosted. Thinking of this, Yi Heng no longer hesitated, and after notifying the task principal to cancel this entrusted task, he chose to leave here alone. After about half an hour, Yi Heng returned to the Black Dragon Guild by car, hesitating that his own guild points had reached more than 3,000 points. It is already possible to exchange the materials dropped in the 4th order copy in the Black Dragon Guild. And the 4th order material. It has already been able to make the Hungry Ghost Road. Thinking of this, Yi Heng sank his consciousness into his body and began to check the production template of the Hungry Ghost Dao, and along with the transmission of his thoughts, a panel suddenly appeared in front of him. Pain 6 Paths. Hungry Ghost Road. Current template materials gathering progress, 0%. Necessary materials for production. 4th Order Warcraft Core, the body of the spirit-devouring demon insect, and the arm that binds the demon monkey. Open black lens bracket. After successful manufacturing, the host will inherit all of the reincarnation eye abilities of Asura Dao Pain. Close black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. ... The 4th Order Warcraft Core is not difficult to find. However, the latter two materials are estimated to have to be in a special copy before they can be dropped. It's a bit of a hassle. After Yi Heng looked at the materials needed to make Hungry Ghost Dao Pain, his heart suddenly gave birth to a little worry, if there are no these 4th order materials in the Black Dragon Guild. He estimated it would take a little more effort. Otherwise, there is no way to continue challenging the 4th order replica at this stage. It is necessary to wait until the end of the college entrance examination and the state to issue a vocational certificate. In this way, you can start to choose to enter the copy above the 3rd order, although for people of the same age, this status quo does not have much impact. After all, the vast majority of people are still in the 1st order stage. There is no ability at all, and I am not qualified to challenge the 3rd order copy. But for Yi Heng at present, he is a little speechless. If it weren't for this professional certificate, he would probably be able to choose a copy to enter by himself. Pick up the dropped material. Hello, I would like to inquire if there are these 2 copy materials in the guild. I want to buy it. Although Yi Heng didn't really believe in his heart that the Black Dragon Guild could provide all the materials for himself at once, but there is still hope. After all, what if it could be achieved? Walking to the staff in charge of reception in the Black Dragon Guild, Yi Heng said the 2 names of the body of the spirit-devouring demon insect and the arm that bound the demon monkey. There are still quite a few shells of the spirit-devouring demon worm, but the arm that binds the demon monkey was used by the guild leader to make weapons not long ago. ... There is no left. The staff looked at Yi Heng in front of him, and his face was no longer the contempt and distrust he had when he had just seen it. Instead, his eyes were now full of shock. Just entering the guild, you can complete so many entrusted tasks. And all of them took no more than 10 minutes. The shortest time is less than 10 seconds. Which high school graduate can do this? There is no doubt that the other party is definitely a genius. Is there only one material? Sure enough, I can't put together all the materials at once. It looks like there's going to be another way. Yi Heng was expected of the current result, and he originally joined the Black Dragon Guild just to be able to better gather the materials. But there is also no luxury of being able to put together the remaining pain materials in a short time. That's too unrealistic after all. After spending almost 2 million alliance coins, he bought the body of the spirit-devouring demon insect from the staff, as well as a 4th Order Warcraft core. Yi Heng was ready to leave the Black Dragon Guild. Thinking that starting tomorrow, I will increase the guild points to 5,000 points, exchange the required 6th Order copy materials as soon as possible, and then brush the copy at home in the time after that, and then exchange it when there are any more materials needed in the guild. Thinking of this, Yi Heng took the materials handed by the staff in his hand, and was about to turn around and leave, but at this moment, he was suddenly stopped by someone. Turning his head to look, it was actually the leader of the Black Dragon Guild, Bing Langson. The second material you need to bind the arm of the demon monkey, I can let it be given to you. But you have to promise me a request. Quote. Bing Langson's beautiful face could not see a trace of emotional fluctuations, and she exuded a cold aura. It makes people shudder just by standing nearby. What request? Quote. Yi Heng was overjoyed in his heart when he heard that Bing Langson was ready to let his hand bind the arm of the demon monkey, but after hearing the other party's request, he immediately calmed down. After all, no matter how powerful and rare the 6 ways of pain are, they must also be useful to use. If the other party's request is too much, he will definitely not agree. Come in and talk. Bing Langson spoke lightly, and after speaking, he walked back to the back room without looking back. Seeing this scene, Yi Heng was not afraid of life, and followed with great strides. In the president's office, Yi Heng and Bing Langson sat opposite each other, because they were face to face and the distance was very close. Only then did Yi Heng carefully see the appearance of the other party. At least 1 meter 8 meters tall, proud twin peaks, slender and plump black silk long legs, making the already very beautiful Bing Langson look more sexy. Even if you sit there without moving, you can tug at the heartstrings of others. Staying in the same room with this kind of human stunner, Yi Heng suddenly felt a little uncomfortable. Fortunately, this awkward situation did not last long. Bing Langson had just used her coffee-making efforts to say that she wanted her to give up the materials. It is to compete for a 4th Order copy that has not yet been controlled. Compete for a 4th Order copy. Shouldn't you go to this kind of thing? Quote. I'm just a 2nd Order professional now. After Yi Heng heard Bing Langson's request, he immediately began to feel confused in his heart. When he originally entered the Black Dragon Guild, he had already heard that there were many 4th Order abilities in the guild, and the guild leader had already entered the 5th Order at a young age. Looking at the entire Qinglong city, it can be regarded as one of the strongest people. And it is such a strong person, how can he let the 4th Order copy not go? Let him go as an outsider who has just entered the guild. It's like this, there is no controlled copy. When it reappears, it will exclude high-level professionals from entering, but the exclusion of low-level professionals is very small, and it can even be said that there is no exclusion. Originally, we planned to wait with the other guilds for the repulsion of the replica to weaken, and then send a team of people to enter together to clear the level. But after seeing your performance today, I thought of letting you go alone. The Black Dragon Guild has exclusive access to this copy. Quote. Bing Langson lit a cigarette as she spoke. Her face was full of an undeniable expression, so that Yi Heng, after listening to this plan, immediately understood what was going on. It turned out that because the 4th Order replica that was not controlled had resistance to high-level professionals, it could even be said that it was repulsive, and there were only 2 ways to enter the replica. Or wait. The repulsion of the quest is weakened, and then a squad of 4th Order abilities is arranged to enter, or low-level abilities are sent. In this way, the repulsion force will be much smaller, but the risk will also increase. 4th Order copy. Sounds a bit challenging. Quote. But it's not that it's impossible to clear the customs. Quote. As long as I can get the arm that binds the demon monkey, I can craft the hungry ghost Dao, and I will collect 4 pain. My strength will wait for a huge improvement. Do you want to fight? After Yi Heng listened to Bing Langson's request, he immediately began to think about the pros and cons in his heart. To be honest, the 4th Order copy may be an impossible task for other high school juniors. But for Yi Hang, it is not impossible, it can even be said to be. There is a great opportunity. As long as you can make the Hungry Ghost Road, then the offensive and defensive ability of his entire team will be raised to another level, and it can even be said to be a huge improvement. Just imagine the performance of the Hungry Ghost Road in the original book. Whether it is a sealing technique to absorb the seal, or a chakra that directly devours the body, it can be regarded as a very outstanding performance, if combined with the 3 pain that he already has. Definitely a huge improvement. Thinking of this, Yi Hang's desire to make the Hungry Ghost Dao grew stronger and bigger, but he did not agree to the other party's request just because of such a little benefit, but continued to speak. It's okay if you want me to go, but after controlling the copy, I will name the several 5th order copy materials I need, and you will provide them to me. Yes, I will pick you up at this time the day after tomorrow. When the words fell, the corners of Binglangson's mouth, who was sitting in front of him, rose slightly, but he didn't say anything to refuse, and after saying a simple word, he turned and left. Before leaving, there was an extra low-level storage ring on the table. It can be seen that there should be an arm restraining the demon monkey inside. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? 22. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 Ways? Chapter 22. Finally put together. Make all the materials for the Hungry Ghost Road, and now you can finally make the 4th pain. This process is much faster than the other day. Yi Hang took the storage ring left by Binglangson, and after using his spirit to probe into it, he immediately found the last material for making the Hungry Ghost Dao in it. Bind the arms of the demon monkeys. Now it's finally possible to make a Hungry Ghost Road. After getting the last material, Yi Hang did not stop in the Black Dragon Guild, but directly got up and left here. The day after tomorrow is the day he agreed with Binglangson. As long as he can control the 4th order copy, then he can obtain the specified 5th order copy material. In other words, the materials needed to make the animal road can be regarded as a complete one. Cool. 2 birds with 1 stone, it can be regarded as a big harvest. Quote. Yi Hang couldn't help but start settling today's harvest in his heart, thinking that he could not only make the Hungry Ghost Dao, but also the Beast Dao, and also obtained millions of alliance coins. My heart is filled with deep joy. It's only been 1 day. If you give him a little more time, maybe he can become stronger. At that time, let alone his peers, even the strongest monsters will have no way to compete with him. 2 days later, Yi Hang, who was staying in his bedroom, was anxiously waiting, and yesterday he managed to scrape together enough alliance coins to exchange for the last material for making the Hungry Ghost Dao. 4th order monster core. Right now, just after getting all the materials, he put them directly on the system panel, and after seeing that the materials had reached 100%, Yi Hang's heart suddenly fell into excitement. As long as he can make the Hungry Ghost Dao, then his own strength will continue to improve. Regain the power of another part of the Eye of Reincarnation. After finally crafting the Beast Dao and the Heavenly Dao, then he will have all the power of the Reincarnation Eye. Every time he thought of this, Yi Hang felt a deep joy. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully crafting the Hungry Ghost Dao and automatically obtaining part of the power of the Reincarnation Eye. With the familiar prompt sound, Yi Hang's eyes once again gushed out a part of power. This power was very mysterious, but it had just fused with Yi Hang. He felt deep down that he could fully control this part of the power. Thinking of this, Yi Hang stretched out his hands, and with the power that appeared out of thin air, a screen shroud composed of seals suddenly appeared in front of him. In the original work, all ninjutsu composed of chakra can be unilaterally devoured, forming an absolute defense effect. But, for chakra with special properties, it is still impossible to devour. But, after all, he has a system. I don't know if the system will be corrected. After all, he didn't have chakra in his body at the beginning, and he was all corrected by the system, and he only needed to consume mental power to control Pain's 6 ways. Right now, it's not impossible to make up for a little shortcoming. Thinking of this, Yi Hang immediately moved his gaze to a fat man with an orange back that appeared out of thin air in front of him. His face was relatively thick, but he was familiar with the power he possessed. But he knew that if he was confused by his appearance, you will definitely suffer a lot of losses. After all, this is one of Pain's 6 ways, the Hungry Ghost Dao. Even the four-dimensional attribute alone is definitely more than a large number of job changers. Quote. Quote. Yi Heng looked at the hungry ghost road that had been successfully made in front of him, and subconsciously opened the other party's data panel, accompanied by a soft sound. Soon, a blue pop-up box popped up in front of you. Puppet. Human Dao Pain. Strength. 500. Agility. 500. Physical strength. 700. Wisdom. 1150. Skill. Sealing spell absorbing, one of the reincarnation eye abilities. Soul extraction, one of the reincarnation eye abilities, holding the opponent's head or other parts with your hand, instantly extracting the other party's soul. The person whose soul is extracted will die immediately. The speed of soul extraction is related to the strength of the object and its own wisdom points. Opening square bracket. Advanced conditions. 6th Order Warcraft Core, Spirit Devouring Demon Insects Shell X 500, Binding Demon Monkey's Arm PS. After progressing, the four-dimensional attributes will be improved, but the shape and skills will not change. Along with clicking on the information panel of the Hungry Ghost Road, after carefully examining it for a while, Yi Heng's heart suddenly gave birth to a thick ecstasy. Sure enough, it is similar to the description in the original book, and it can even be said to be exactly the same. As long as it is a skill composed of blue energy, it can theoretically be absorbed, and even if the blue bar of the Hungry Ghost Dao has reached the limit, the extra blue amount will be replenished to the rest of the 6-pen Dao. Not to mention that the cooperation between pain can make the enemy swallow all the blue bars without realizing it. If encountered in battle, it is simply an absolute nightmare. That's all that's left. The way of the beast, and, heaven forbid, as long as I can make them, then my own strength will be incomparably improved. What an extradition! Yi Heng looked at the 4 pains standing in front of him. His heart was full of excitement. Now his team has begun to take shape, as long as the next 4th Order copy is controlled. Then you can pass through the Binglanks inside. Try to make a trail of animals. Whoever can make the animal road, his own strength will be greatly improved, and just thinking about that scene makes me feel extremely happy. Brother, didn't you go to school today? Are you staying at home these days? Although you have been admitted to Beiqing. But, just when Yi Heng couldn't help but want to laugh out loud, the bedroom door was suddenly pushed open, and then Tang Xiu, who had just returned home from school, walked in. So shocked that Yi Heng almost bit his tongue, and it took a long time to slow down. Why didn't you knock on the door and just come in? Yi Heng said to Tang Xiu angrily, although after the last student assessment, the other party's relationship with him eased a lot, but it's not so good that you can freely enter and exit the bedroom. After all, there is a difference between men and women, in case of any embarrassing time. He doesn't want to raise his head in his life. Is there something you want to do behind my back? Besides, between brothers and sisters, you don't need to be so strange. Tang Xiu walked into the bedroom, and then sat on the edge of Yi Heng's bed, with a bad smile on her face, and just when she sat down, under the pretext of looking around the layout, suddenly, he saw the 4 pains that Yi Heng hadn't come to collect in the middle-tier storage ring. Looking at their extremely oppressive expressions, or those extremely strange purple rippled eyes, let Tang Xiu shudder. If these puppets stand on their own side of the enemy, it was a nightmare. 2, 3, 4. Brother, this academy assessment has only been over for a few days. You made 2 more puppets. Are you now able to control 4 puppets at the same time? Quote. Quote. Tang Xiu said in surprise. In her memory, Yi Heng seemed to have only appeared in the academy assessment with only 2 puppets, namely the Asura Dao and the Hell Dao. And now it has only been 3 or 4 days, and the other party has actually made 2 more puppets. And judging from the appearance alone, the strength of these 2 puppets is definitely not weaker than before, and may even be stronger. Quote. Okay, I'll have things to do later, maybe I'll be home later tonight. Yi Heng said as he put all the 4 pains standing in front of him into the intermediate storage ring, and after all of them were busy, he walked out of the room directly. Today is the time when he and Bing Langson agreed to control the 4th Order copy, and now it is time for the 2 to meet. If you don't leave, it's too late. This scene, Tang Xiu began to wonder. However, just as she looked out the window, after Yi Heng got into a strange woman's car, her heart suddenly began to feel lost, especially when she saw that the other party was still very good looking. Brother, do you like that? No wonder you don't usually talk to me much. Quote. Do you really want to treat me as a sister? Tang Xiu lay on Yi Heng's bed, her face was obviously full of displeasure. Dash 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 dash. At the same time, in a mountain villa 10 kilometers away from the center of Qinglong City, Yi Heng, who was riding in the Binglangson sports car, arrived at his final destination. Looking at the unknown purple demon cave that appeared in front of him, Yi Heng immediately recognized that this was the fourth order copy that needed to be dealt with next. However, the scene in front of me is as expected. Off the beaten track, birds do not differently. The entire fourth order dungeon was already surrounded by a circle of people, some of whom had to wear the costumes of the Black Dragon Guild, and some of them. They wear the clothes of other guilds. It seems that this will be due to the arrival of various guild members. Cut. Unexpectedly, it still leaked the wind. Quote. These people also want to get a foot in the foot. Bing Lengson also saw the situation in front of her, and a trace of displeasure suddenly appeared on her face. To be honest, she originally found Yi Heng to help, just so that the Black Dragon Guild could enjoy this copy exclusively. But did not expect it was still known by others. Isn't this the leader of the Black Dragon Guild? What's wrong? You guys also found this uncontrolled fourth order copy. Quote. But you guys came for nothing this time, and we red lizards are safe this time. Seeing Bing Lengson and Yi Heng walking over, everyone in red coats gathered around one after another, with fake smiles on their faces. See a few people in front of you. Not to mention that there have been contradictions, even people who have never met on weekdays will feel speechless. Only villains will emerge in their hearts. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 ways? 23. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 ways? Chapter 23. Red Lizard. How the hell do you guys know? Today's thing. After Bing Lengson heard that the few people in front of her were actually red lizards, her eyes obviously changed again and again. It stands to reason that she found Yi Heng to discuss controlling the fourth order copy, and there were very few people who knew about it. How could it be known by a hostile guild? There is definitely a ghost in this, and it is very likely that someone in this guild leaked the news. After thinking that someone in the guild might have betrayed him, Binglin's face suddenly sank. How do you know? You don't have to care. After all, these fourth order copies will soon be controlled by us. Quote. Quote. The red lizard still had a mocking smile on his face. It seemed that this time it was already a matter of being able to control the fourth order copy, and he didn't care about Bing Lengson and Yi Heng. Fourth order copy. Hee. At present, the fourth order copy cannot even be entered by a fourth order professional. How can you be sure that you can control the fourth order copy this time? Bing Lengson said lightly. She could see that she didn't really believe that the other party could take a step ahead of her and control the fourth order copy that appeared in Qinglong City. After all, according to her observations, the fourth order copy in front of her still had at least half a month to accommodate the fourth order professional squad to enter. And at that time, the nearby guild will definitely send a fourth order professional squad to enter and get a piece of the pie. Quote. Since you want to know so much, then let's tell you clearly. Our president has learned that you are trying to enter the fourth order dungeon today. So I sent all the third order squads in the guild, and equipped them with the strongest equipment, as well as a power stone that can temporarily release fifth order skills. The members of the Red Lizard Guild saw that Bing Lengson was still not dead, and immediately spoke, and while speaking, a smug look appeared on his face. After all, they have been preparing for today's plan for a long time. This is already a sure thing. Whether Bing Lengson has a countermeasure or not, it is definitely able to control the fourth order copy this time. Now that our guild's third order professional squad has entered, it is estimated that soon you will be able to hear the news that this copy is controlled by us. And, in the current fourth order copy, even a third order professional can't enter, unless you can send a second order or first order professional. After the Red Lizard finished speaking, his face was very proud, as if he had taken advantage of some big advantage. And all this time, standing on the side, hearing the current Yi Heng, he had a question: why are these two great guilds so obsessed with fourth order copies? There's definitely something tricky in this. Why do you all want to control this fourth order copy so much? Yi Heng turned his head to look at Bing Lengson beside him, and said softly, he now had a strong question in his heart about what he could get by finally controlling the fourth order copy. In the end, the copy is the entrance between our world and the other world. Every once in a while, the quest will be refreshed with the killed monsters, and if a quest has not been entered for a long time, if the monsters are cleaned up, then the quest will be abnormal and even turbulent. At that time, the dungeon entrance will be temporarily opened, and the monsters of the other world will enter directly here. The reason why I want to control the replica so much is also because, as long as you can control a quest, it means that every once in a while, you can gain a lot of materials, experience, and you can also rent it to the quest hall and collect alliance coins regularly. Quote. Quote. Bing Langson lit the cigarette in her hand and said quietly. However, before she could finish speaking, Yi Heng suddenly felt that he had been deceived. No matter how Nima hears this, it can be regarded as a profitable business, and the other party has just started, and he actually wants to exchange a fourth-order material with him. Profiteer. Yi Heng's heart suddenly sank. He was considered to have suffered a loss of incomplete information, and he still had to be more rigorous in discussing business with anyone in the future. After controlling this copy, we will divide all resources in half in the future, and I will find you the fifth-order copy materials you need. Have the confidence to snatch things back from those guys. Bing Langshan's beautiful eyes turned slightly and asked. In the future, less deception, you can keep the fourth-order copy resources yourself, I'm not interested. Yi Heng sighed slightly. He himself needed fifth-order copy materials to make the beast Dao, as for the resources generated by fourth-order replicas. Let's leave this thing to the other party. Since the other party will lie to himself once, then he may cheat a second time, and he does not have much time to waste on cheating with others. That's too tiring. Isn't it good to have this time to improve your strength? Without showing his dissatisfaction too much, Yi Heng directly turned his back and walked towards the entrance of the fourth-order copy. Quote. Bing. Langson didn't know what she was thinking after watching Yi Heng's figure merge into the fourth-order copy. After half a minute, the dizziness in Yi Heng's mind gradually disappeared, and the scene in front of him also changed, and it was a dense jungle surrounded by a large number of unknown herbs. But you can see it from the pollen they emit. This should be highly toxic. As long as the low-level professional touches it, the light will fall into a coma, and the heavy will die on the spot. Hey, I didn't expect that the Black Dragon Guild actually sent someone in. It's actually a first-order, second-order professional. It looks like your president is really crazy about money. As soon as Yi Heng's feet stepped on the ground, there was a discussion in front of him, and looking at the clothes of several people in front of him, they should all be members of the Red Lizard Guild. They looked at Yi Heng's expressions very unkindly, as if the two guilds had been holding grudges for a long time. The slightest Mars can completely detonate them. Don't get in my way, I'm angry now. Yi Heng looked at the few people who gradually surrounded him, and the brilliance of the intermediate storage ring on his right hand began to flash, and then four Pain wearing the uniform of the Shao organization and his eyes were reincarnated in front of him in an instant. As soon as they appeared, they made several people from the Red Lizard Guild like great enemies. Second-order professionals, what can you do to snatch the monster with us? It is estimated that when you meet a fourth-order monster, your legs will be frightened. After everyone in the Red Lizard Guild saw that Yi Heng was just a second-order professional, they suddenly had a thick contempt in their hearts. Are you kidding? The current quest difficulty has reached the 4th level. In the face of fourth-order monsters, even a well-equipped fourth-order professional squad must be extremely careful and worry about whether there will be accidents. As for second-order professionals, even if it is used as cannon fodder, it is not suitable. Okay, leave him alone, go and break through now. As long as we can pass this copy, then our guild will be rich. The members of the Red Lizard Guild who had just come in a while ago did not feel threatened by Yi Heng's entry, but turned their heads and left with disdain. After all, no one would believe what kind of influence this Yi Heng, who was just a second-order professional, could bring in the fourth-order copy. And Yi Heng didn't care too much. There was too much contempt for this kind of career template, he was not in the mood at all, and there was no need to waste too much tongue. Just after a few people finished their quarrels, the first monster in the copy soon appeared. They were monsters with snake heads, and they also held 2 machetes in their hands. Their body length should be more than 4 meters, and their eyes still radiated wisdom. Is this the monster in the fourth-order copy? I don't know what the data is. Yi Heng looked at the monster that appeared in front of him. Without the slightest hesitation, he threw a reconnaissance technique directly forward, and then a detailed data panel appeared in front of him. Race: Demon Serpent Spirit Man. Strength: 352. Physical Strength: 295. Agility: 176. Wisdom: 235. Skills: Dementor, Control, Tail Swing, Fangs. ... Looking at the four-dimensional attribute of the demon snake spirit man in front of him, Yi Heng's eyes suddenly gave birth to a trace of shock. The monster attribute born in the fourth order copy has reached more than 300 points. And this is an ordinary monster, and the next boss attribute will definitely be more terrifying. It will even be stronger than comprehension. But Yi Heng was not frightened. After all, his four pains can not only rely on the four-dimensional attribute level to understand. The four of them are considered an army. I didn't expect to encounter the first fourth-order monster in the copy so quickly. Don't be afraid, we have the equipment provided by the guild. As long as we wear it, we are not afraid of the entire fourth-order copy. When everyone in the Red Lizard Guild saw the demon serpent spirit man who appeared in front of them, they suddenly came to their senses, and they all took out the powerful equipment in their storage rings. These equipment were specially lent to a few people within the guild specifically for them to control the dungeon. The purpose is to elevate their four-dimensional attributes in a short period of time. After several people finished dressing and entering the combat state, I saw the man in the luxury warrior costume in front suddenly rushed forward. His body shone with brilliance several times, and it could be seen that he had applied a lot of buffs to himself during the charge. Just after he began to charge, the three Red Lizard Guild members behind him also gave instructions and began to rush forward, and the magic staff held in his hand and the blade of the sword began to shine. And yet surprisingly, as soon as they came to the snake demon spirit people, they were slashed back with a knife. Although the equipment on his body was not broken, he suffered great trauma, and now let alone continue to fight, even standing up is a problem. How is this possible? How could the fourth order replica monster be so strong? Wearing all kinds of boutique equipment still can't compete with it, this is outrageous. It seems that the class gap really can't be made up by external forces alone. The Red Lizard Guild member who was shot away, after feeling the power from the demon snake spirit man in front of him, suddenly looked like a pig's liver, and his heart was as uncomfortable as eating. Originally, they were already sure of taking this copy, but the facts told them that it was a complete joke. Is that all there is in the end? I thought there was something. Yi Heng only felt funny in his heart after seeing that several people from the Red Lizard Guild were actually defeated in one face. Did they not have any self-awareness about themselves? Think that by equipment alone, you can make up for the gap. What are you mocking? No matter how bad we are also third-order professionals. Where is it your turn to speak as a second-order professional here? Not to mention that your career template is still a puppeteer. Where could the people of the Red Lizard Guild not hear the meaning of Yi Heng's words? And before he finished speaking, everyone almost jumped up and theorized with him. And just when they want to get up, four orange-haired weirdos wearing uniforms on a red cloud and black background suddenly appeared in front of him, with purple rippled eyes and contempt that almost flowed on his face. That kind of contempt of the gods for ants. Where did they come from? That's not right. It's all puppets. After seeing the four pains summoned by Yi Heng, the people of the Red Lizard Guild mistakenly thought that they were all fellow humans, but then they discovered that something was wrong. Because now the entire copy simply cannot accommodate so many people to enter. It was already a miracle to let Yi Heng come in alone, so they thought of a possibility in their hearts, that is, the few people in front of them were all puppets created by Yi Heng. But how is that possible? This Yi Hengkai is only a second order, how can he make such a puppet? Looks, complexions, and so on, there is no difference from ordinary people. Boom. At the same time that the demon snake spirit man saw Yi Heng, a sound of warning immediately sounded from his abdomen, and then he waved the scimitar in his hand and swung a huge wind blade in the direction of Yi Heng. The strong wind even sawed the surrounding giant trees, and the sound of a silk pull was heard throughout the forest. Not good. The snake demon spirit man is really moving, that kid is finished. Without giving them time to react, the snake demon spirit blade aimed at Yi Heng, and at this moment, it was already impossible to escape. Now there is only one possibility. That is to be killed. However, what everyone did not expect was that standing in the crowd, the harmless hungry ghost road of humans and animals stepped forward, raised his hand slightly, and then a mark that could not be detected by the naked eye appeared. The huge wind blade suddenly looked like a deflated balloon, began to rapidly shrink, and finally disappeared directly. Seeing this scene, the wise snake man suddenly had a question in front of his eyes. Why can a human being, who looks very weak, be able to catch this blow of its own? How the hell did he do it? And at the moment, seeing the action of the hungry ghost road, the expression on the face of the Red Lizard Guild member standing behind suddenly began to be shocked, and his mouth opened wide. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of pain's 6 ways? 24. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of pain's 6 ways? Chapter 24. What the heck? What the hell happened just now? And who is this little devil standing in front of him? Didn't I read that wrong? He was actually able to block the attack of a 4th order monster. It's outrageous. How the hell did you do it? That's a 4th order monster. One of our top 3rd order professional squads is in the face of the 2nd. Why can he resist this attack? I don't know. I don't know anything, as if the attack was absorbed. How the hell did he do it? Crazy. Isn't he a 2nd order professional? It's the 4th or 5th order. Otherwise, how could it have been possible to defuse this attack so casually? Quote. Quote. After seeing the strength displayed by Yi Hang, the members of the Red Lizard Guild were all in a state of confusion in their hearts, and these 3rd order professionals in front of them were helpless, a monster that was defeated in the face. The attack on Yi Hang was actually directly blocked. Even if you say it to anyone, you can't believe it. It's really outrageous. Roar. After a brief hesitation, the demon snake spirit man standing in place subconsciously roared, and then swung the scimitar in his hand and rushed towards Yi Hang. This time, its figure was like a phantom gradually blending into the surrounding environment, and normal professionals might intuitively panic, but for Yi Hang, this was simply a trick. With the Eye of Reincarnation, any illusion and change are invisible, not to mention that he still has 5 pairs of reincarnation eyes. Controlling the human Dao, Hell Dao, and Asura Dao standing in front of them all jumped around. The terrifying 4-dimensional attributes, and the power of the reincarnation eye made them impossible to predict at all. Where will it appear in the next second? Almost as soon as the demon serpent spirit man appeared in front of Yi Hang, the Asura Dao standing behind him suddenly appeared, and his right hand was like a hook and deeply pinched the opponent's arm. Pulling back hard, the entire arm was torn off in an instant, and a sharp cry spread throughout the copy. Immediately afterwards, the human Dao and the Hell Dao all rushed in the direction of the snake demon spirit man, and this scene progressed very quickly, making the surrounding onlookers of the Red Lizard Guild members stunned, unable to believe what they saw in front of them. What the hell is this? Could it be said that a 2nd order professional is now pressing the 4th order monster to fight again? If it had not been seen with their own eyes, it is estimated that no one would have believed it. Poof! A sound of a sharp blade piercing into the body came, and it turned into a 3-headed and 6-armed Asura Dao again, and a huge saw blade was born behind it, after the saw blade pierced into the body of the demon serpent spirit man in front of him. A large number of missiles also appeared in the 3 arms, firing them at all in front of them. It is completely an attack that does not care about the consequences, and on a normal person, this is definitely 1,000 injuries to the enemy and 800, but for the Asura Dao, it's just one part of the battle. With a violent roar, most of the snake demon spirit man's body had been blown apart, and the Asura Dao side had also suffered the same damage. It looks shocking. At this time, the hungry ghost road standing on the side, the human road, and the hell road rushed up at the same time, first taking the Asura Dao away, and the rest of the human road and the hell road were to mend the last monster. Kill thoroughly. Crazy. Just because it is a puppet, there is no need to worry about damage at all. It's terrifying. He won't really be able to pass this copy, right? Although the members of the Red Lizard Guild said that they did not have the ability to kill 4th order monsters, and they were a little too arrogant before entering the quest, now they saw that Yi Hang actually killed a living 4th order monster. There was also a deep shock in my heart. However, before they could digest the news for long, the Asura Dao, which had just been damaged, actually walked out intact after disappearing for a while. Seeing this, everyone in the Red Lizard Guild suddenly took a few steps back as if they had hit a ghost. They now had doubts about whether Yi Heng was a person. When can a second-order professional be so strong? Are you kidding? Aren't all normal second-order professionals just starting college? Where does this look like a college student? Could it be a student of Beijing University? This strength is terrifying. Quote, "The Black Dragon Guild is all monsters." After the members of the Red Lizard Guild saw that Yi Heng was actually so violent, they suddenly had no idea of continuing to break through, and they were ready to escape from this fourth-order copy. And Yi Heng naturally did not care about the life and death of these people, controlling the Tao of the world, the Tao of Shira, the Tao of Hell, and the Tao of hungry ghosts, and continued to advance towards the depths of the copy. At the same time, Binglangson, who was on the periphery, did not leave, but stood aside smoking a cigarette, while the leader of the Red Lizard Guild beside her began to chatter. This time, our Red Lizard sent a total of more than 30 people, a total of 9 squads, all equipped with high-level equipment. It is estimated that after about 30 minutes, this fourth-order copy will be controlled by us. You still stay here and don't leave. Shouldn't you think that the second-turn puppeteer just now can help you counterattack? It's ridiculous, the Red Lizard Guild leader said colorfully, and from time to time a few words revealed his incomparable confidence. There was definitely a reason why they dared to say that they would definitely pass this fourth-order copy. Not only is the entire team equipped with powerful equipment, but it also has runestones that can unleash dozens of fourth-order professionals with one blow. Later, even this runestone alone can brush the fourth-order copy. This in itself is a crush. Quote. 4. The constant taunts in her ears, Binglin Shin didn't really care much at all, and soon, a group of members wearing Red Lizard Guild uniforms appeared in front of the two of them, looking at the expressions on their faces like eating. There were also panicked footsteps, which suddenly made the leader of the Red Lizard Guild question what happened in the copy. Why did this point in time actually come out? However, just after he listened to the reports of several people, his face became completely gloomy, and his eyes couldn't help but start to be shocked. Are you kidding me? A monster produced by a fourth-order copy actually made a second-order professional kill him. Move your brain to think, how is this possible? Even if that second-order professional's career template is strong, it can't be. And when it comes to class templates, who would think that a puppeteer can have the ability to fight beyond the ranks? Don't talk nonsense with me. The more the leader of the Red Lizard Guild spoke, the more he felt that his face hurt. If this fourth-order copy really let Yi Heng pass, then the loss and face would be a big loss. This operation is all. Pulled out all the belongings in the guild. If it is not successful this time, then it will be even more impossible to compete with the Black Dragon Guild in the future, and it may even be directly acquired. Thinking of this, the Red Lizard Guild leader suddenly turned red with a face, wishing that he would rush into the copy now. At the same time, Yi Heng, who was staying in the copy, was advancing at a rapid pace, relying on the two puppets of the human Tao and the Asura Tao, and his current speed had surpassed many fourth-order professionals. Even others can't even detect it. Soon, he rushed all the way to the depths of the replica and saw more members wearing the uniforms of the Red Lizard Guild, and Yi Heng directly chose to ignore them. Directly sent the Asura Tao beside him, as well as the human Tao, quickly dealt with the demon serpent spirit man who appeared, and rushed all the way to the final boss level. After coming here, a creature covered in snake scales and standing on 2 feet like a human suddenly appeared in front of Yi Heng. And in front of it crawled a large number of Red Lizard Guild members. Seeing this scene, Yi Heng did not have any doubts, and directly threw a reconnaissance technique in front of him. Race: Snake Ancestor. Strength: 452. Physical Strength: 495. Agility: 376. Wisdom: 535. Skill: Blood Staining. By burning bloodlines, the 4-dimensional attribute in a short period of time increases by 50%. Dementor, Wind Spirit Protection. This is the final boss. It does look like that, and the comprehensive 4-dimensional attribute points are almost more than 400. Quote, when normal professionals come here, it is estimated that they will be stunned for a while. Yi Heng observed the introduction of the snake ancestor information in front of him, and suddenly had a little surprise in his heart, such a high 4-dimensional attribute and various powerful skills. If the firepower is fully opened, it is estimated that the general Fourth Order professional squad will have accidents. However, after Yi Heng briefly thought for a while in his heart, the Red Lizard members lying on the ground around him seemed to grasp the life-saving straw and began to shout loudly. "Brother, take me away, all the equipment on me is given to you. No need for any remuneration." Quote. "Don't listen to his nonsense. The few pieces of equipment on him don't have 2 million alliance coins. In addition to the Fourth Order equipment given by the guild, I also have a large number of alliance coins. As long as you can take me out, all these things on me are yours. As long as you can take me away, after I go out, my sister will introduce you to you." Quote. Quote. Yi Heng listened to the cry for help in his ears, and his heart was suddenly speechless. What does he want this equipment for? Besides, he kills the quest boss this time. It's all about being able to make animal roads as quickly as possible. Other than that, nothing has to do with him. Thinking of this, Yi Heng directly controlled the human Dao, the beast Dao, the Asura Dao, and the hell Dao around him and began to rush forward. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 ways? 25. Puppet Master is weak. Have you ever heard of Pain's 6 ways? Chapter 25. Crazy. That's the boss of the Fourth Order copy. What kind of fun are you a puppeteer going up to? Quote. I'm going. Is this Nima not waking up from a dream? He actually rushed directly in the direction of the Fourth Order replica boss. I don't know. Or Second Order professionals, sa tiger. It's over. It's completely over. No one can come and save us. The members of the Red Lizard Guild lying on the ground all turned pale like white ash after seeing Yi Heng's actions, and now they were originally requested by the guild to come to this copy with a piece of equipment to prepare for control. As a result, I never thought that the boss in this is too powerful. With their strength, there was no way to fight at all, and now they finally encountered a hope. Yi Heng also rushed directly towards the direction of the replica boss very unexpectedly. Don't say that they are saved. Even if they want to escape, there is no chance. Boom! A loud roar came, just as the members of the Red Lizard Guild lying on the ground were still thinking about what to do next. The snake ancestor who was still standing on the field just now in front of him was suddenly cut off by a knife in two, and then followed. In the blink of an eye, the snake ancestor who had just finished suddenly turned his head in a different place. After a hard battle, Yi Heng also successfully killed the boss in the Fourth Order copy. Although it seemed very simple in the eyes of outsiders, it could even be said to be easy. But only Yi Heng knew that all the attribute advantages that he had created now were slowly weakening. If the Asura Dao and the others are not upgraded in the follow-up and the four-dimensional attributes are upgraded, it is estimated that they will soon not be able to keep up with the rhythm, and it can even be said that they will be gradually eliminated. It's finally over, and then wait until Binglangson helps me collect all the materials of the Beast Dao. I'm ready to upgrade the pain I currently have. Now, it's a little bit out of pace. Yi Heng clicked to view after successfully killing the snake ancestor and using the reincarnation eye ability of the Hell Dao to restore all the newly damaged pain. The rewards you just received for clearing this quest. As the idea was transmitted to the body, Yi Heng suddenly felt a flash in his eyes, and then a large number of message pop-ups appeared, but at the same time as he checked, a hidden message caught his attention, so shocked that he almost jumped out of place. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Congratulations to the host for successfully passing the nightmare quest, Phantom Snake. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Get dropped materials. Demon Snake Scale Armor X500, Demonized Snake Pupil X40, Snake Ancestor Head X1, Stacking Wave Wind Blade Skill Scroll X1, Mage All Souls Snake Gall, Spirit Attribute Points increased by 10 points after devouring. Fourth Order Warcraft Core X1. Fourth Order Quest Key X1. The owner will be eligible to open the entrance to the quest. Opening square bracket. Total experience, 25,000 points. Personal rating, SSS, System Extra Reward, 10,000 snakes. PS. After the host unlocks the Beast Road, it will be able to channel 10,000 snakes, and channeling without cost, automatically controlled by the Eye of Reincarnation. This, 10,000 snakes, Orochimaru's psychic beast. The system actually gave it to me. Cool. Yi Heng repeatedly checked the prompt sent by the system just now, and his heart was thickly excited. You must know that this is 10,000 snakes. One of the most powerful psychic beasts in Naruto's early stage. Even if the big snake pill wanted to channel it, it would have to pay a lot of price. And later make the animal road himself. Then you can directly use the reincarnation I control, and the other party has no possibility of resistance. In other words, he can manipulate it like a puppet. Thinking of this, Yi Heng almost couldn't help but jump on the spot. Being able to obtain 10,000 snakes will definitely make his strength greatly improved, and he may be able to get more psychic beasts in the future. Without the slightest hesitation, Yi Heng first passed through the exit of the copy in front of him, and then the whole person disappeared into the copy. Only a few Red Lizard Guild members who looked at each other were left. Did you just see what was going on? That fourth order replica boss was actually killed directly. How the hell did it happen? I don't know, but I do. This time Qinglong City is going to be out of Tianzhou. The second order professional has singled out the boss of the fourth order copy. If this news leaks out, it will definitely cause a bang. I can't imagine how this is done. Now I'm shocked by him. If it weren't for his appearance, he wouldn't have imagined that a second order professional would actually be able to do this. Quote. The members of the Red Lizard Guild got up one after another, looking at the fourth order copy that had been successfully controlled in front of them, and their hearts were full of thick confusion. Some of them couldn't even figure out what had just happened. And then it's all over. It's just dreamy. At the same time, just as all the Red Lizard members were preparing to leave the quest, a hole behind the snake ancestor boss just now was slowly closing. Looming among them, you can see some human figures. There are obscure tones and timbers, but if anyone can understand them, he would feel surprised, because these words were all aimed at Yi Heng, who had just appeared. This human imp, the potential is too great. Just the second order, he can actually kill our exotic fourth order creatures if he continues to develop. In the future, it will definitely bring trouble to the advent of Supreme. There has to be a way to strangle him in the cradle. Quote. Just after the looming figure appeared a few times, the hole along with the copy was completely closed, and everything fell silent. It was as if nothing had happened. At the same time, Yi Heng, who had just controlled the entire fourth order copy, also left the copy very smoothly, and then appeared in front of Bing Langson and many Red Lizard Guild members. He did not show shyness, but said lightly, "This copy has been controlled by me, as agreed upon by the requirements. You also have to bring me the fifth order copy materials I need." After Yi Heng finished speaking, he left here without looking back. To be honest, he didn't care much about whether he could pass this copy, he just cared about whether he could get the materials for making the Beast Dao after passing this copy in the future. Now that the conditions have been met, there is no need for him to waste any more time here. After explaining the fifth order copy materials he needed, Yi Heng directly turned his head and left in the direction of home. What did he say? This fourth order copy was actually controlled. What kind of joke? Our Red Lizard Guild paid so much and actually didn't control this copy. Quote. After hearing what Yi Heng said, the leader of the Red Lizard Guild suddenly turned pale, and he almost fell backwards. There are too many things that happened today. He couldn't accept it a little. The plan that almost hollowed out his family. It was actually miscarried, it was simply too uncomfortable, and the Red Lizard would definitely fall into the Black Dragon in the future. Quote. Bing. Langson looked at the fourth order copy key in his hand, as well as a bunch of fifth order copy materials. His eyes gradually began to change, and then he also turned his head and left here. Yi Heng, who returned home, did not fall asleep at the first time, but clicked on his system panel and checked his level. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Congratulations to the host for gaining 25,000 XP. Open black lens bracket. Level 21 right pointing arrow 25. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket. Get 40 free attribute points. Close black lens bracket close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket after the host successfully changes jobs, it will give Toad Bunta. The host awakens after successfully making the animal road. The material required for the random 6th order puppet template. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the news reminder that appeared in front of him, Yi Heng suddenly felt a deep joy in his heart, and after passing the 4th order copy, he actually reached the limit of the second turn with his level. Level 25. As long as you change jobs again, you can get the psychic beast Toad Wentai from the system again, a very popular psychic beast in the original work. And this only needs to be obtained directly after you change jobs again. In addition, Yi Heng can also obtain crafting materials from 6th order puppets. Doesn't this mean that he can obtain the materials to make Heavenly Dao Pain? Refreshing. Next, as long as Bing Lengson collects the materials for making the Beast Dao, then he can put the plan to make the Beast Dao on the agenda, and wait until the Beast Dao is successfully made. Then his own strength will be improved again. Every time he thought of this, Yi Heng would be very surprised. Besides, I now have to think about where the puppeteer's 3rd order transfer letter is. The problem of psychic beasts can also be solved. Quote. Quote. When Yi Heng thought of the puppeteer's 3rd order transfer letter again, he suddenly felt helpless. In fact, as long as any profession reaches the 3rd level, the difficulty of obtaining the transfer certificate will be greatly increased. There are even cases where the job transfer scrolls have disappeared and cannot be obtained again. Thinking of this, Yi Heng slowly put this matter in his heart, and did not expect to be able to complete it in a short time. Open black lens bracket ding dong. Detected that the college entrance examination is about to be taken in 20 days, the achievement task has been refreshed. Open black lens bracket task. Requirements. The better the host achieves results in the college entrance examination, the richer the reward. Open black lens bracket prize pool. New puppet crafting panel, Psychic Beast. Close black lens bracket.